Hey everybody, this is Marlon of Fantasy95 and welcome to my first ever Marvel Cinematic Universe discussion. And what better way to start off this series than to announce that Spider-Man is going to be a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So the day has finally come. Marvel and Sony have reached an agreement where Marvel can now use Spider-Man within their movies. And also, in turn, there are going to be some Marvel Cinematic Universe characters that are going to be in Sony's Spider-Man standalone films. So the deal that went down was that Spider-Man is going to be appearing in a team-up movie sometime before the release date of his standalone movie, which is going to come in July of 2018. Now, there are two movies, I believe, that have the possibility of this being, and that is, of course, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and also Doctor Strange, because those are pretty much the only two that are coming out between now and that time that, Spider-Man would be able to fit into. There is also Ant-Man, but of course there's no time for that, as well as the Avengers 2. So, considering Doctor Strange would probably not be the best place to introduce Spider-Man, I'm assuming that's going to be in Civil War, even though filming is supposed to be starting in the month of April. So that means that Marvel either had a backup script with Spider-Man included if this deal went down. Maybe this deal could have went down a long time ago and we're just hearing about it now, they're just revealing it. Or they're going to have to do some rewrites, or it's just going to be a very small cameo. But nonetheless, Spider-Man will be appearing in a film in the next couple of years before he is in his own Spider-Man film in 2018. So, Andrew Garfield is no longer going to be Spider-Man. That is a given. So, a lot of people have suggested, maybe let's bring in the Miles Morales character rather than Peter Parker. But it seems like that might not be a possibility after some casting rumors that have come up, and those would be Dylan O'Brien, who was in The Maze Runner, and the other one is Logan Lerman, who was in Fury. Those two kind of seem to fit the high school age Peter Parker type look, so it seems like they're going to be continuing with the Peter Parker Spider-Man route in the live-action movies. Now, as far as my opinion about the Miles Morales thing, I am not against having a Miles Morales film in the future, but as a long-time Spider-Man fan, going back to my early childhood days, I really want to see Peter Parker's Spider-Man finally done, I guess you could say, correctly. I mean, the first three Spider-Man films with Tobey Maguire, the first one was, decently good, and then the second one was okay, and then the third one, of course, did not have very good critical reception, and it just kind of, I guess you could say, tarnished the whole trilogy of Spider-Man movies, and it just wasn't. And then Tobey Maguire's kind of Spider-Man essence wasn't really the classic Spider-Man character. So, and then there was, Andrew Garfield in The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, and while Andrew Garfield seemed to capture the whole Spider-Man feel of just being all, cocky and kind of just like that, that type of character that Spider-Man, is, the movies, while the first one was, pretty good, I really did enjoy the first one. The second one kind of ruined that because it was just very poorly paced, and Electro was a very, very bad villain. I'm sorry if you like that movie, but I really like Spider-Man. I tried to like it, but Electro, just from his origin, I mean, just why did he not like Spider-Man so much when he loved him so much before? It just made no sense whatsoever, and I just thought the whole character development was very, very weak. I mean, if it was going to be something like that, where he ended up, growing more and more hate towards Spider-Man, you gotta split that up into two films or something, because you just can't go from a guy that just loves Spider-Man so much and he idolizes him to wanting to kill him, and just by the end of the movie, it just doesn't make sense. So I really want to see Peter Parker done correctly, and then maybe later on in the future, maybe in this universe, we can see the Miles Morales character. Maybe he can take over for Peter Parker or something. But I do want to see Peter Parker done first. So moving on, like I said, Civil War is probably the best place that we're going to be seeing Spider-Man appear before his standalone film in 2018. Of course, Spider-Man has a big role in the Civil War comics, and Marvel had been wanting to get him for quite some time to be in this movie, so that's why I kind of feel that maybe they kind of had a backup plan to fit Spider-Man into the film, maybe even in just a very small role. Now, this does mean that we are not going to be getting an origin story for Spider-Man. He is just kind of going to be thrown in there, kind of like Black Widow and Hawkeye and more or less Hulk, even though there was a Hulk film. The change of actors kind of, altered that slightly. But, like I said, no origin story, so Spider-Man's just going to be thrown into the game in Civil War, so it's going to be interesting to see how they develop that character. And then we will, learn more about him in his standalone film in 2018. So as far as how he gets his powers or anything, I just think they're going to just say, hey, here's Spider-Man, he has these spider powers, he was maybe a part of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something. And I think that's all we're going to get, and then we might kind of backtrack in his own movie just to kind of see, okay, well, how did he get here, and what became of all this, because Marvel at this moment does not have time to do another Spider-Man origin reboot where Uncle Ben dies again and he becomes Spider-Man again and he develops his costume and everything again and his webbing and all that stuff. It's just not again. That's going to be the third time in less than 2 decades. So that isn't going to happen. Marvel's not going to want to do that. So no origin story for him. Now, Civil War, which I've told my friends that I just think that instead of Captain America's Civil War, it should just be called Marvel's Civil War, or Avengers Civil War even, because there's so many Avengers that are going to be in this movie. I'm going to be looking at the list right here. We are going to have Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, Black Panther, Falcon, and then, of course, most likely Spider-Man, and then we also have Hawkeye and Rhodes to be rumored in it as well. So pretty much all we're missing is Thor and Hulk. So might as well just call this an Avengers film. And plus, since the Civil War storyline is such a major component and all of them are pretty much going to be there, I don't know why they would just say Captain America Civil War, especially because the Captain America films don't do as good worldwide box office compared to an Avengers movie. Just because, Captain America, the America in the name, in other nations, it's not as popular because of the name. And then plus, you just slap the name Avengers on there and it just makes, billions of dollars. So I question that, especially with the possible inclusion of Spider-Man. Maybe they will change the name, but who knows. But then again, it also is going to have the Winter Soldier in there, and that's a big Captain America component. So we'll end up seeing what happens with that. So, multiple Marvel films have been pushed back in order to accommodate the standalone Spider-Man film. And those include Thor 3, which previously occupied the spot that Spider-Man is now in, and which is going to be on July 28th of... I've been saying 2017. I mean 2018. Spider-Man's going to be in 2017. I want to correct that. I'll put like an annotation before. Completely messed that up. So it'll be 2017 when we get the standalone Spider-Man film. So that spot was previously occupied by Thor 3, so that is going to be moved up to the next slot. And also going to be pushed back is the Black Panther film, and Captain Marvel, and the Inhumans. The Inhumans are now going to be pushed pretty far back down the line. But we will be able to see the Inhumans first appear in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm not sure if they're going to really be touched upon in this Season 2 or maybe more in Season 3, but we'll be able to see them kind of develop in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. On ABC and then end up having their own movie in the cinemas. So that just about does it for this first Marvel Cinematic Universe update video. I'm assuming that's what I'm gonna call it. I don't know. I'll think of a name when I upload the video. But I hope you guys enjoy this. Now, for those that have watched my Transformers 4 discussions in the past, and also my ongoing Transformers 5 discussions, those will of course still be continuing. But these will kind of be some extra videos that I can put out while Transformers 5 news is kind of on the down low. So what do you guys think about Spider-Man now being included in the same cinematic universe as the Avengers? Leave those comments in the comment section below. And until next time, I'm Fantasy 95. See you guys.